Hello everybody. So this is a tutorial of how I made the heart stencil today. So I made this for my 4x4 ceramic towel coasters, and I wanted a little design. So I'm gonna show how I did this. I'm using my Silhouette Cameo software, and I have designer edition, but you can do this with the basic edition too, I believe, but I'm not sure. So we will get started. So this is the one that I made earlier, so I just left it up so that I could show everyone, how I did it and what it'll look like. And this is a heart that I had in my library. So I'm gonna go through the steps of how I did it. Hopefully this video won't be too long. I am not gonna edit the video because I want people to see exactly what I did, and I just want to put it out there now that I just want to put it out there now that I am not a professional. I just figured out a way to make it work for me, so someone else may do it differently. It does not mean it's a right way. Doesn't mean there's a wrong way. It just means this is what worked for me, and I believe it will work for anyone else that wants to give it a try. So we will get started. So I'm gonna go over here to shapes, and I like using the rounded square. There's a pointed square and there's a rounded square. So we're gonna click on that and kind of stretch it out a little bit, and then we'll put it right there so that it can be seen. Now we're gonna click on it again, and we're gonna go, let me delete this out so you can see where I went. So I click on this, highlight that, and then I'm gonna go over here to the transform panel. I am going to click on the scale, and the scale is where you can adjust the sizes. So I want this square to be 4.250. So we'll just adjust the width and the height for that, and then hit apply, and it will adjust the sizes. So now I'm gonna go into my library, and I am going to merge this heart. So I have this heart merged. Not sure why that pasted in front. I don't know what happened right there, so I'm just gonna make another. I am just gonna make another square. So we'll make another square, and we will go over here and highlight it, and we will do 4.250 for the width and 4.250 for the height, and it will adjust. Now for the heart, I'm gonna look and see what size I made the hearts. So the hearts are 125. So we will adjust this to make it 1.25 all the way around. Okay. And then just to make it a little easier, I'm gonna go ahead and trace. And basically what trace is when you are making the cut lines. I believe that's what it is. I'm sorry for those who are familiar if I don't know all the technical names, but I'm doing the best that I can. And so I have highlighted the trace area, and I'm gonna take the threshold up to about 95. I may even lower it. Because I think it looked better when it was on the 45. No. Okay, right there should be good. And so I am going to click on the trace outer edge. Okay, and so now you see we have the heart shape. So to do these lines, I am going to go to the square shape, and I am going to just kind of drag like that. And each time you click on something over here, when you are done, you want to go back and click on the arrow. Otherwise, you'll keep on doing the last action that you were doing, and you'll wonder what is going on. And so, let's see, how long did I make this? 1, 1. Okay, we'll go over to the transform, and we will click the scale, and we are going to make that, we're going to leave the width at 0.139, but the height we're going to go to 1.1 and see how that does. Okay, may even make it a little longer. We'll have to see. And I am also going to make a small circle, and we will click the arrow. Okay, so what I did was I duplicated. You hit duplicate after you highlight, and that is what I did. And so now we're gonna set this up, but to make it a little easier, I am going to do the square, and then we're gonna just make a long rectangle. And see what I mean by if you don't hit the arrow, then whatever the last action you did is going to continue, and you'll be trying to figure out how to get that off of there. Yeah, so I'm going to make this a little skinnier. Yeah, and I am going to duplicate it, and let's see, I'm gonna move this over here just so it's out of the way where I can see. And we're gonna try to straighten that up a little bit and make it a bit more even so that it's not like lopsided or whatever. And try to even that up as best you can, and then group it. So that way, when you group it, it'll move as one piece. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So click ungroup, and it will move separate. So do it that way, and it moves as a group. So I'm gonna see if I can center this. Okay, you hit center. This right here is a center, and this right here centers onto the page, and the page would be this right here. So I'm going to group this, And then we're gonna put it on here, and we're just gonna use the highlighter, the scale, to make that be a bit more even and in line with the size of the square. And then what we'll do is we will group it. Now I am not going to keep this cross in the middle. I'm going to remove that. It's just going to be used as a guide for right now. So we're going to center this into the square for now. And you see how it lined up perfect. Now we will use, or maybe, okay, I'm going to group this. So that way when I add the circle, it will already be in there and I'll be able to center it a little better. So highlight all of that and then click the center. So now the center is there, and I'm going to group it, which will make it a little bit easier with placement. So take the hearts and line them up as best you can. And I am doing this without my glasses on, so it may look a bit off to some, but I just want to give everybody a gist of how to do this. And again, I will not be editing this because I want people to be able to see exactly how it was done, because a lot of times people will edit their videos and make it look like it was just a snap, but you don't see all the steps. So I am going to click on the directions as far as turning and all this and that, and we will click on the rotate by 90 degrees. Yep, and we will line this up just like that. That looks pretty even to me. We're going to click on the other heart, and we're going to click on the negative 90 degrees rotation. And this will go right here, and we will line that up as best we can. Now let's see, does that look even? That looks quite even to me. And then for this, we are gonna click the, let's see, we're just gonna click this until it turns. Okay, and so we will line this up as even as we can. And that looks about even to me. Now what we're going to do is we are going to duplicate this. We will duplicate that 3 times. So we will have to use this green button right here to rotate it. We will rotate it like that, and then you place it on there how you want it, and we will do the same thing. And in fact, if you don't want to go through the hee-haw of having to turn it and all of that, you can just click duplicate and then take the other one and just move it down like that. And then for this side, we'll do the same thing. We will rotate it a little bit, and then come over here. If you need to make adjustments, you will make adjustments. And I am doing this without my glasses on, so I'm kind of doing some guesswork. But I wanted to really bring this video to you all. And so I hope you like it. So then you angle it up there. And so what I'm going to do now is I am going to highlight it all, and I am going to click ungroup so that I could take the cross out of it. And then I'll be able to group it all again without the cross. So then you delete the cross, and there you have it. And you see, it's similar to this. So now what I will do is you will highlight it all again, and then you click group. And then you set it on the screen. You would set it on the screen just like that. And then you would send it to your cut board. And so this right here, these red lines are the cut lines. And so I'm going to show you another way that you can make one. Like if you just want to make one that just has lines and no designs, I can show you that. Let me delete this, and I'll delete that, and I will move this over, and I'll move this over too. I'm gonna have to group this so that it will move as one piece when I move it over. Okay, so to do one that only has lines and no design in it, we will do that. Click on the arrow, go to transform, click on the scale. We're gonna scale this to 4.250. And so when you click apply, it automatically does it for you. So now we're going to go to shapes, and we're going to draw a rectangle. Now I do mine where they are 0.1, around that 139 margin. And so we want this to be, we want the length to be 4.250. So we'll have to, okay, I'm doing the wrong thing because okay, let me just highlight that again. So what we want to do is for the height. You want the height to be 4.250, and the width we'll leave alone because we don't want the width really that wide. And so now we will highlight that and duplicate it, and then we're going to rotate it to get that cross. We want to make sure that it is even, that there's no uneven part. And then we're going to highlight both of the lines, and we will go to center so that they're lined up even. Now we're going to group them, and then we're going to put them, make sure that they're even with this box, and that looks pretty, yeah, that looks even. And so actually we want to make it a little smaller. You don't want the cut line to go all the way to the end, otherwise you'll just end up with 4 squares. So we're going to go to the transform, and we're going to make that be just 4 inches even. Okay, so I need to just highlight this, and I need to do that. So let's try that again. We're going to put it at 4. Okay, now let's make sure this did not change. Okay, so that did not change. And I think I'm gonna make it just a little smaller to be away from the line. So, and then what we can do is duplicate, and then we'll center it. So we'll click transform, we'll click center it, and then we'll highlight it, and we'll turn. We will turn it just like that. And that looks fairly even. And so we will group these. We will group them. And then what we will do is we will group the whole thing. So now it will move as one piece, and then you would place it on your board, on your mat, wherever it is you want to put it, and then you would send it to the Cameo. And then the Cameo will cut these lines that are red, and you can set it on no cut, you can set it on cut inside and out, or you can set it on cut the edge. But for this particular design, we would need it to cut inside and out, so we would leave it on that cut. And that is basically how you would make your own stencils. And it is not hard the way that some people like to portray it out to be. There's a lot of do-it-yourselfers out there. I am one of them. I'll look at something and I'll kind of make it my own kind of way. So I hope this helped someone. You have a good day or evening, whatever time of day it may be for you. Bye.